Being the first person in your family to go to college is so exciting, but it can be challenging. I know that firsthand because I was the first in my family to go to college. Now the pandemic is making the climb feel even steeper. I spoke to some first-generation college students about how COVID has changed their experience.
For Logan Walker and Sarah Lopez, it's all about supporting each other.
We do best we can. There's a lot of late night FaceTime calls of us just screaming into the void, being like, this is so stressful.
The two friends are both the first in their family to go to college.
It's kind of just felt like you jump through hoop after hoop after hoop just to, even get to the starting line.
Not having that guidance from someone who has college experience adds a lot of stress to it.
It's a story that's personal for me. I was the first person in my family to go to college too.
If it wasn't for me having that support of my parents, I don't know what would have happened for me because nobody in my family had done it. So I'm just wondering if you can talk a little bit through what this time might be like in a particular stressful way for first-generation college students.
Not having the support from my parents to get there and know that it was an option made it harder. Now with COVID though, it feels like the goalpost has changed or moved, but it hasn't gotten easier.
Logan's a freshman at Portland State, while Sarah was set to head to Vancouver Film School last summer before her plans were upended.
I had housing figured out, I had my visa, everything was great. And then COVID hit. And so all of my dreams of going to my dream school and then starting a career in film and all of that just kind of ended very abruptly.
The odds can be stacked against first-generation students. They're less likely to graduate from college and more likely to be from low-income families. And the pandemic's hit them hard. A UC Berkeley survey of nearly 30,000 students found that first-gen students were more likely to face financial hardships during the pandemic and housing and food insecurity.
I can either go to college, potentially, be saddled with a large amount of debt, but be able to have the opportunity and the prospect of making more money, or I can be part of effectively a permanent underclass of, barely getting by and being one paycheck away from, losing it all.
Being first generation can already feel isolating. And the pandemic's made it worse as students feel cut off from support systems like guidance counselors.
A lot of the resources that were so much more accessible on campus aren't accessible to me anymore.
I decided not to go to college next year, and I'm taking a year off to rethink my goals and what I really want to do.
I actually ended up dropping out, and online courses just haven't been the best option for me.
Once COVID started, I just knew that I wouldn't be able to handle school and work.
The people behind the resources set up to support first-generation students are worried about reaching the ones they're trying to help.
We saw more than half of the students who started an application didn't finish an application. And that's really disheartening.
Hafiz runs Lucani Scholars, an organization that offers scholarships to low-income students. Most recipients are first-generation students.
Here, what you had was a bunch of students who were overwhelmed, trying to juggle the responsibilities of virtual school, starting applications, and then suddenly, just sort of letting it disappear from their radar. And that's a real casualty of the pandemic.
I have my school computer, the laptop that I have from school, and to the other side, I have my work.
Rachel's a Lucani scholar and high school junior. She spends her day at the salon where she works and takes her Zoom classes from there.
It's definitely overwhelming. You put yourself into things that, you wish your parents could be doing for you, but the situations are different, and so I've learned to adapt, learning by myself, but being independent.
Rachel and her mom immigrated from Peru 5 years ago. The day she left was the last time she saw her dad.
I lost my father due to coronavirus in June 1st. He was in Peru and I was here in the United States. Losing him was just one of the most hardest things I've ever been in this short life.
Rachel says she still dreams of being the first in her family to go to college.
Pretty much what I've been through this year, I hope I never live through it in my life, but I'm ready for anything, really.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.